So we're gonna let you kick things off and just, you know, kind of update us on what's going on. Good, bad, ugly, things you're working on improving.
Some of the servers don't know how to talk to the guests. Right, they too aggressive with it. So, you know, that's why it's so important that they do the 2-minute check back. That's a step of service. They check back with them after they start eating to make sure that they ordered what they wanted to intentionally wanted to order, and if they actually like it.
So we kind of talked about management and Aramis, you know, coming back over here. Of course, I kind of mentioned how I want him to be utilized, and, you know, of course, Lawrence, you know, you can utilize him, you know, as you see fit as well. Maintenance, what are our maintenance needs right now?
Behind the bar, the first little hole, sometimes the drain clogs up and everything, so one day it got real bad, and we had
That's because they don't keep that cap on them.
Yep.
You gotta make sure
the first one
in the middle.
No, not in the middle. It's like the very first
You
one.
gotta make sure them ball bats stay on. They like to move it.
I know they're in the rush.
Stay on them.
Every time, I mean, like the speakers would just go out, like.
He's probably playing them too loud.
So that's what
Did you have a conversation with him?
He's good with sound though. He's a good.
So, but it only happens with him and everything. Cause I think it happened like one night when you were here and everything. It went out way in the front. So, but I said something to him yesterday.
Very wide, to be honest with you. That buzz.
Definitely, absolutely. That's on my list. So I guess I only meant to bring that up. But where are we with that? Because we have been talking about the speakers over here.
He came over yesterday and he came over the day before. He's working on that. You know, sometimes you'll hear the buzz, sometimes you don't really hear it.
I hear it every time I come in here.
Yeah.
And it's been for months. You know, we really just need to go ahead and get that taken care of. Didn't he send us a quote for that I approved?
Yes, but he has to still find the line of where the buzz is coming from. It's coming from.
When can he give us a dedicated day over here?
I can find out.
Okay. He's supposed to come to my house and work on my home theater. He can come here instead if he needs to. So just let him know that.
But it's because it's stopped for a while. QCell came in. It's a core.
It just has always been like this for me for months, and we really.
So you don't hear no more.
Yeah. Let's just get that nipped in the bud. You know, I think his quote was only like $1,600 or something like that. You know, let's get everything the way it needs to be. Okay, cool. All right. What do you think about, you know, I know that this is a pretty new, you know, company and, you know, new venue, you know, you working at. How's everything been going?
So far, so good. I mean, got an open line of communication with Bentley and Lawrence. With her, like, I mean, ask a question, I get an answer. You know what I mean? So it's simple as that. Even when I come to you about certain things or whatever. So as long as, you know, how can you be successful when you got the proper tools? And so I feel like y'all giving it to me so far. So.
Okay. You were a little late this morning. Any reason why?
No reason why.
Okay, yeah, because, you know, I don't do these meetings often, you know what I mean, and we're all pretty busy, you know what I mean, so when we call meetings, we really need everybody to be on time, okay?
Understood.
The furniture, of course, I know that, you know, with the amount of volume that we have, you know, we're going to have some wear and tear in the furniture, but a lot of this is from people standing on the furniture. I mean, is this more so happening during brunch time? When is this, you know, happening where security is not, you know, letting them know?
So security get in too. But so, you know, they get up, sometimes as soon as they sit at it, they'll start sitting up there. You know, we tell them, I be able to do like this, you know, come on, you can't, you know, stand up on it.
It's just because this is an eyesore for me, but it's like, you know, these couches are extremely expensive, you know what I mean? So it's like me trying to make the decision between me replacing them and then they looking.
It is reupholstered.
Yeah, just like this again, six months, you know.
You could do it.
Yeah, Tony takes
it's been about a year and some change.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah, so she was talking about we need to actually get that boat grade material, the one that doesn't tear so easy. Because like I told her, this is the
and they can just do this seat part right here, like this seat part can come out, and that can be that material.
The only thing it doesn't come this blue, but she's checking now.
That's fine. We can find another color that'll match our decor. Did she ever get back to us on the upholstery at members only?
Same thing.
Yeah, but she should be sending us over. Should have had us a quote by now.
Yeah, no. because she wanted to make sure that, again, we're not going to purchase no cheap leather, no, you know, she's trying to see what's available. You know, things are not as available as what they were last year.
Okay.
But we do know we need a good permanent fix, because people do sit on them, you know what I mean, and they heels, and I don't see girls get up and I hear the rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I just know too, you know, Change had mentioned to me, and you know, he's very understanding and learning more about the business now that he is not able to do his music as much. But being that he does have more free time on his hands than some of his artist friends and celebrity friends does as well, he wants to be able to bring more of them over here. And, you know, it's just not as good of a look, you know what I mean? So we'll look into, you know, what we can do with that. At the same time, let's make sure we're staying on top of security, you know, to make sure that we, you know, uphold our investment. How are the new tables doing? The ones that you had ordered, Lawrence, that we got over there, and these as well. I see this is kind of tarnishing a little bit. What you think about them?
Better than that class. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that just comes with the territory. I mean, we, you know, the only way we gonna kind of really get rid of it, but it's gonna be super expensive. Like you go to some other spots, you have like the granite tables, like they got Medusa.
Yeah.
They be standing all on top of them, like crazy.
Uber Eats. So I saw like something happened with like changing the password with Uber Eats. Were we offline with Uber Eats and then needed to change the password, or what's been going on with that?
Got kicked out of it yesterday, and I just changed the password.
Okay. What other delivery platforms are we on right now? Is that the only one that we're on? Okay. So we need to have Nina, you know, get us on some other delivery platforms. I know, like at some of the other spots, you know, we do very well with Grubhub and DoorDash. So let's just make it consistent, you know, all across the board. Of course, on the weekends we close at 3 a.m. We have the ability to be able to close at 3 a.m. during the week. For the longest, we've closed at 1 o'clock, 1:30, whatever the case may be. If we have a full house of people in here, we should not be closing at 1 o'clock. I know that I've been in here, you know, with you a couple times, you know, and asked you to stay open longer. I don't know what everything was like last night, but I could tell that you closed, you know, probably at 1 o'clock on the dot last night. I don't know if we need to change the closing time to 1:30 or whatever the case may be, but, you know, unless we're like, you know, barely having people in here, you know, we don't have to close that early. So, you know, right now I'm gonna kind of still keep it up to you all's discretion, you know what I'm saying? But please keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we have a lot of expenses in this business, you know what I mean? Anything special we got planned for Super Bowl?
Yeah, we're doing 3 bottle minimum on this side.
Okay.
Everything bottle service.
Okay. Cool.
You can 3 over here with 2 over there.
Lawrence, what's your training process like? Because I noticed this is one of the spots that we really don't have a big issue with, you know. Of course, with a venue this busy, you know, you're going to get, you know, some bad reviews. We know how our people are, but we generally don't have a problem with people being put on the floor that have not gone through some type of training. What's your hiring and training process like? Just so we can hear and kind of share, you know, Billy can kind of share, you know, some ideas with some of our other managers in the company.
Well, we're looking for people with some type of experience.
Right.
So, and they train for 2 days typically. First day is more shadowing, and the latter part of the shift they bringing in stuff. And then the second day they really taking the lead on everything. They kind of look at the expo window to see the food, different dishes and stuff like that. And
And is somebody kind of still tagging along with them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, I think that's pretty much all I have on my list. Anything you guys want to add? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Doing an open call for the next 3 weeks. We're gonna have the best servers and the hottest staff in the city.
Okay. All right.
You know, man.
All right.
Come on,
We're also working on, just so that you know too. We're also working on just doing like a real job fair and getting like renting, you know, some space in a hotel, you know what I mean? So, you know, some of our upper level management, you know, we can get some of the positions we have open, you know, filled with good candidates, just so that you guys know. Okay, all right, well, good. I'm loving the energy. Of course, you know, Loving the numbers. Keep up the good work, guys.
Congrats to you.
Thank you.
I mean, come on, man. That's amazing. Hey, congrats.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Well
You know, we all doing this together, man. You know, I couldn't do anything that I'm doing without you guys. So.
And I love to see, that, you've been, at your age, a young black woman, we don't really see that much in our community. Someone, reaping the benefits of success. And a lot of times, when I saw success, it was a legal success when
I've been there too.
I mean, come on, man. That's.
I was reading my book that's about to come out last night. Like, child, I gotta call my lawyer now. Can I put all this in here? Can they come back for me?
We didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
Back in the days, to do it, all the way legal. But I mean, it really is inspiration and inspiring, to see that happen. Because somebody that's same color as me, doing that. That's remarkable.
I appreciate it. And I remember our conversation when you was at Jim and Nick's.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember I was sitting on the two top in there eating lunch, and you walked up and spoke to me. I was like, "Oh, you know me?" And you was like, "Who don't know you?" So you said that you guys have hired, some new service bartenders. So tell me a little bit about their training process. Walk me through somebody initially being hired and what their training process is like before they're put onto the floor.
I told Cache, give them two tables max. Let's see what they do. At that,
so they get tables as soon as they come in?
No. She initially trains them. Do them a walkthrough. They do 3 days of a follow, where they're not taking actual tables, just following. Once they initially get on the floor, they take 2 tables.
Now, do they have to do a menu test or anything like that?
After they do the 2 tables, then they do a menu test. So I collect a menu test, and that's the process we're starting to do now, because I was walking in with new staff and they're just thrown on the floor. So now it's a 3-day. Then once you finish that 3 days, you get the 2 days, 2 tables, and then you do a menu test, and we go from there.
We just hired somebody that lied and said she had experience, so I immediately fired her off the rip. But normally,
how did you find out that she didn't have the experience? She said that she had.
It just shows when they go. Like, I only give them Mondays, like really, really slow days, and so they couldn't even make happy hour drinks. So off the rip, I had to.
Bartenders that willing to get like pour tests, speed tests, etc. That way you know how to schedule them. If they can even be on slow days or high volume days, etc. A good question. Some of the questions that I used to ask when I would be interviewing bartenders: name me 3 cognacs, name me 3 tequilas, name me 3 vodkas. You would be surprised how many people are interviewing for a bartender position that can't do that. What goes in a Mai Tai? What goes in a Sex on the Beach? What goes in a Long Island? Just your common mixed drinks. If they can't tell you off rip, they shouldn't be hired. Who could report over here?
Hookahs are doing good over here. Cache has been helping me with keeping the servers, I would say, disciplined. Making sure they're not ODing on the usage. We've switched them over to where I think they're just bringing their own stuff now, so that works better.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually purchased a hookah yesterday and brought it in, and so they use their own hookah in their own product.
Okay.
And I know at all
and now
we do something different, but here it's needed because, like I was telling them, with inventory and us not having a girl here during the daytime, because we don't do enough business on hookahs to put somebody here. The servers have to be considerate of what they're using, so that when the 5 o'clock girl gets here, if I've communicated with her that I'm bringing her something at a certain time, I'm expecting her to have whatever they sent from inventory the night before. And sometimes they might not have it because servers may use coals during the day for hookahs, etc. But we've got complete control over that now, so everything is going good.
Okay. Is smoking hookah over here a distraction? Because it just seemed like they was just going ham with it. And I know that, that the service has been slow at different times over here.
I would say that most of the time,
they may not even need to be smoking hookah over here.
Most of the time, like during the day, it's really, really slow. So we want to let our customers know that we actually do have hookah. So when they put one by where that purple thing is, to let them, know.
They know. It's on their menus. They know.
I was telling Cache too that I think even in her interviewing process, she needs to explain that, because the level they like hookah, they need to be a hookah girl. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if they get a job as a server and then all their slow time goes to following up on hookah, and they do it when I'm here, they're comfortably asking me, "Oh, can you drop me some codes?" Or, "Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that girls really down here need to be smoking hookah on their shifts. You know, at other locations, you know, it's just the managers are really on top of them. It's more disciplined, it's more control. The service is excellent. I just don't think that we're there down here. I think it's a big distraction and that they don't need to be smoking hookah.